What's up? What's up, everybody? We are back for another ZABAL game session. Today, we're here to do a little bit of coding with Adrian, aka Diviflyy from Empire Builder, chatting empires a little bit while we launch an empire as well. So, how are we doing today, Adrian?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Just got back from Europe, back to Australia after like 28-hour flight. So feeling all right, a bit all over the place, jet lagged, but yeah, feeling good. How you going?
I love
I
it.
know.
I'm doing well. I'm stoked. We're getting into the second week now of the submission phase. We got three pretty cool, at least starting of submissions from three folks. So I'm excited to use this as a prompt for some of those individuals to also be able to create a tokenless empire with what their submission is. I think that'll be a cool optional functionality, and being able to add in some more of the tools like Empire Builder that are out there on Farcaster and beyond that can be good for sharing a app in some way, shape, or form, and using whether it's a token you've created or something else around it. So yeah, why don't we just get right into it if you want to share your screen?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll share my screen. Maybe I can share the entire screen. Maybe that's the best way to go. So you can see a fair bit. Maybe I'm not. Oh no, I am allowed to. All right, let's see.
Let's do it.
There you go. Let's see
Perfect.
what apps that I have open. So yeah, I mean, speaking of that, like you've got some submissions. I basically, in preparation for this, I sort of tried to one shot a game that I may submit as well for just a demo, like how if you have built out a game, then how to take the next steps to implement Empire Builder into it. So this is essentially a clone of Territorial IO game, which is just like a sort of war, like territory game, like big fish eats little fish. So you can just spawn. Once you spawn, your goal is essentially to try and take over the world. I guess we'll start in 30 seconds, but the main thing that's related to Empire through this is that there'll be a leaderboard. This week and all time, you get points for taking over the world. There's a game every 5 minutes. That's the concept. We'll wait 11 seconds, but yeah, it is actually multiplayer. So this is live on Farcaster now. If other people jumped in, I would be playing against them. Right now, it's only bots because no one knows about it. But yeah, once you're in, you can then attack, land, essentially expand your land, start in Africa here, and eventually you'll get to, initially you're just sort of claiming empty land, and then you can eventually attack other players directly. Right? I'm not doing too well, but these are just bots, so you'll get eventually expand and try and take over the world and be the one that wins. You can also send off planes. I like to send off planes sometimes just to attack weak people that are further away. But anyway, this is the game, right? And then if you win, you'll get on the weekly leaderboard and all-time leaderboard. There's nobody on these leaderboards yet because no one's played. But yeah, essentially what my goal is now is once I built this game, and once anyone really builds any game or community or app, is there's going to be some sort of leaderboard. If you have a token, you want to display your token holders, right? There's a lot that goes on, but let's just say it's a simple app with a leaderboard. The next stage is, okay, I want to reward the players of the game, the people that are high up on the leaderboard. How do I do that, right? So this is where Empire Builder really comes in to play. And with the Empire skill now, you can just go to Empire Builder, go to the agent skill, and just copy the URL, have that ready to go, and just go to Claude Code, essentially, which is pretty much what everyone is using nowadays. Fables Live, bypass permissions. Here's a prompt I prepared earlier. So you'll need an Empire API key. So these are the more the authorized endpoints that we have. So if you don't have an Empire API key, just reach out to me, tell me what you're building, and I'll set it up for you. Otherwise, you can deploy the Empire directly through the interface anyway. and then tracks which all to accomplish similar things. So yeah, basically, like I've already set up out using your Empire API skill to deploy a tokenless Empire named Tenka with our logo as the image, and then create a weekly and all time. Paste it in there. That's all the prompt you really need. Let it run, and we should see in a few minutes, once it does all its fably things, we should see on Empire Builder a new Empire pop up here at some point. That is the new Tanker Empire, tokenless Empire. All the while I'm sitting here slowly dying from bots. But yeah, that's sort of the simple way. I mean, the idea is, right, like theoretically you have these leaderboards. You could just load up your in-app wallet, run a cron job for it to distribute these tokens every week to the leaderboard. But one, there's no visibility on that, right? So you have Empire Builder, which has the full visibility once the Empire actually pops up. Still not there yet, still running, combobulating. It will, yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes it takes like 10 seconds, sometimes it takes like an hour, you know, has to do a million tests. Oh, wrong thing. Yeah, so, okay, so you're distributing rewards, right? So, but how do you surface that in the app? How do people know that these rewards are going to the right people? Like, it's all on chain, right? You can share the transaction hash. That's great, but like, yeah, with Empire, you can do it all through Empire, have the vetted treasury and audited treasury with the splits contracts, and have the leaderboards visible on the Empire Builder. And we can check. We'll use ZABAL as example. You have your leaderboards there, right? All vetted, everything's there. Like, you don't need any proof, right? The proof is here. Everyone can go here. If you need to do an airdrop of an NFT, you can do it through here. Everything is here for your Empire. You don't need an additional interface. This is the thing we found really with the most. People build a game, people build an app, and then the next step is like, okay, I'm going to do some community rewards. So then they start trying to build out the community reward side and an interface for that, and a way to surface that within the app. And then the app becomes clunky. The time spent to build out all this stuff is sort of redundant, right? Like they should be building the app, right? Whereas instead with Empire and the Empire skill, you can just simply, you know, do a one shot prompt, assuming that it doesn't completely like shit itself, which it looks like it's doing now. But because my API key wasn't set. But yeah, this worked earlier. So I'm just like, yeah, happy that it's not working now. Nah, there you go. It did
There
work.
we go.
So yeah, and there you go. You got your weekly and all-time leaderboards there straight up. You can do an airdrop. You can do anything you want. And this was deployed using, so the actual owner of this Empire is the app itself, is the agent itself. So it knows everything. You can add to the treasury. Yeah, if that loads in, right? You can do everything directly through Empire Builder that you need to do, right? So without having to, you know, build out your own interface for all these rewards. And eventually, if you want to launch a token, all the token holders will be there. You can implement staking. Everything's meant to be in the one place for you to manage all this without then needing to build out your own thing. Set up a weekly cron that runs each week using the Empire skill to distribute the treasures on these leaderboards. Again, easy one-shot prompt. Set this up. Once it's done, like, you're all set up. Myself. Of Empire. Also, when you're doing this, you rank on the Empire leaderboards. ZABAL, I saw that you have taken the top of the leaderboard recently, so congrats.
Sorry, Push.
Yeah, well, I mean, Push has been slacking. It's his fault. what's he gonna do? You know. So it's a glonky bot. I mean, we've been slacking too, so we need to push up there, reclaim our top spot. So yeah, I mean, this is the concept and the idea of the Empire Builder skill is ultimately like it's the community hub for your token, community hub for any app, and it just extrapolates away the extra work that you need to then do if you wanted to do that within your own app. Some people prefer that. Some people prefer to have that work done for them, and I would say a lot of people prefer that to be done for them, especially considering you have this whole community, the whole Empire community that is in the one place. You get added to the Empire community chats and Discord and everything that you then have access to all these additional resources just from being part of the Empire community that you wouldn't otherwise have. And also, it's just easier for a lot of builders. Nowadays, builders are, there you go, I already lost. Aviva won. Congrats. Nowadays, with vibe coders and everyone's building their own little app, just having a place that is just a guaranteed, vetted, audited place for community rewards for everything that you're building, and not having to build out bespoke option for every app, right? You've even seen it with your token, right? Like you have many different leaderboards from different games, from different campaigns that you've been doing. It could all be in one place rather than each app needing its own leaderboard, its own treasury, its own system, right? So yeah, this is really the goal, and one of the ways that you can use, there you go, all verified. You can use the Empire skill, especially, is probably the biggest unlock here, is because you have agents talking to each other now. You have everyone using Claude Code already. You can just get your app to talk directly to Empire Builder and create its own empire as an agent, as an app, and then once that's done, you can then control the empire through your agent, and you no longer need to sit there and go through the interface as well. But obviously, if you want to do that as well, and other people can come and airdrop to your leaderboards get surfaced in a public place with a public treasury that anyone can add to, right? I don't know why that's not loading the treasury properly, but everything is going to go wrong when you're live on stream, right? I think I know why, because I made this empire once before, so it's getting confused because this is like I did a test beforehand and it created the same empire at the same address, so it's like confused because this empire should already exist. So yeah, I confused empire by creating the same predictable address. But yeah, okay, well that's good. At least I know what the bug is. But yeah, and then you can get your agent to, like, it's even like, the agent's even added the actual website to the empire already. It's just, Fable is just a bit ridiculous and overpowered. I didn't even tell it to do that. So yeah, you can add yourself as a co-guardian after this, so you can have some control over the empire as well. You can add boosters. I mean, right now, for example, reputation boosters are on for these leaderboards. So if bots come in and start spamming the game trying to win the rewards, it will be a bit more difficult for them to actually rise the empire ranks, because like only legitimate players with genuine reputation will actually get the boost. Oh, I'm already in. Okay, to the next game. There you go. Not doing well, obviously. And yeah, I mean, this is the idea of Empire Builder, is joining the united community under Empire, and just having all the difficult and the friction of building an app, or post-launch building an app, community reward system that you need to build bespoke every time you just have that on Empire. I think that's really the biggest feature and biggest unlock Empire gives. And also just the community support and help that you get through Empire in general. So let's see. There we go. Oh, let's go Railway Cron. That's what I actually wanted. There we go. So that should set it up, and then we'll have once a week. This app will be distributing all WETH and ETH to the top leaderboards through Empire Builder, and you no longer need to surface that in the app. There's no reason to really bother. If you want to, you can then use other Empire reward endpoints to surface that information if you like. Otherwise, you can just direct people directly to your Empire, to the new Empire, which just got launched directly through an agent, through a 2-line prompt. So yeah, reach out anytime if you need an API key. You can also deploy token empires direct the same way. Use it to create a token too through Clanker. And yeah,
Love it.
it's really cool.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of fun things that we can tap into, but maybe later this week, we can create another one for a couple of the projects that have been working on this, as well as some of the projects that I've been working on that I definitely want to get shared out. So we'll definitely be playing around with Empire a bunch more here. I'm excited to see what people do with this, with the empires and with their submissions for the things that they're building. And I'm really excited to see what we can kind of like, what transaction volume we can surface in different capacities with sharing rewards, as well as playing around with finding different ways to reward active users in different capacities, right?
Yeah, that's it. I think, yeah, I mean, we can even like create a bit of a bounty as well through some of the Clanker ecosystem funds that we've gotten over the past month or so. We got 2K in CEF funding last month, so we're looking to give that out as bounties to top empires and people building with Empire. So we'll definitely organize some sort of bounty for people building using Empire through ZABAL Games.
Yeah, let's do it. Do you have any last things you want to share as we're kind of getting towards the end? We shared making a tokenless empire with a simple prompt from using the agent skill, and then we were able to create a weekly reoccurring cron job. Here, I'll pull this back up. Of distributing out those rewards, which are two powerful things that weren't possible before. Do you want to share any kind of last words on some of the updates you guys actually released in the last few days as well?
Yeah, so on this final part, like on this part, the weekly job, like, so that's done directly through the contract. So you're actually in charge of your own contracts, and the treasury contract, like you're actually deploying that directly through the treasury contract, all happening on chain. So there's like part of the skill is actually directly on chain contracts as well, and how to manage them through Empire Builder, and then recording that to your Empire as well using the Empire API key. But yeah, in terms of updates, yesterday we had like actually quite a big update for Empire Builder. I will actually pull up that cast right now. Let's get rid of my losing game. So new feature expansion went live yesterday, which is multi-sig treasury options. So any treasury, so any empire can now be multi-sig. So if you have multiple guardians, like for example, our empire Glonky bot has both me and Berserker as signers, as co-guardians. So the way it used to work is that each person independently could just do anything they wanted as a single signer for any treasury action. So this $89 that's sitting in the treasury, I could just go in and send it all to a leaderboard, and Jordan, Berserker could do nothing about it. Now I can set it up. I mean, you can still keep it set up that way. Some people prefer that. We actually prefer that. But if you're starting to put larger amounts of funds into your treasury, you can now set it up to be a multi-sig in order for both people to require a signature before any treasury actions happen. So one person can't just distribute the entire treasury balance to a leaderboard of, say, 2 people, right? Without the other one knowing. And the other feature is we've also added multiple treasuries. So you can have up to 3 treasuries. So if you have, say, a treasury specifically for something else. You can now have 3 separate treasuries, so then you can surface the balances of those different treasuries as well into your app, however you need to decide towards for you. This is ZAL specific feature is booster, chain expansion, polygon, optimism, and available. Requested Solana boosters, but that is a whole kettle of fish and completely different non-EVM thing that we would need to implement. It's kind of viable because Farcaster has Solana and EVM wallets, but it's really only viable for people on Farcaster to be able to surface those boosters rather than just everyone or every address. Like, for example, we have our holders, for example, have like a bunch of addresses that aren't on Farcaster, for example. So all of those would basically it would just be impossible for them to have the Solana booster because we don't know what their associated Solana address is, right? But theoretically, it is possible if you've linked other Solana addresses. So we'll look into it. But yeah, for now, just trying to keep it clean.
Simple. Yeah, no, I like it. I think it's a lot of awesome features. I'm excited to pop our Optimism NFTs and Polygon NFTs over there on some boosters, try it out, and play around with it. It's cool that you guys keep cooking.
No, just ticking along slowly but surely, getting there. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. You can also airdrop up to 500 recipients now. It used to be capped at 250, even though now you can have leaderboards up to 500. Yeah, we expanded that to the full limit of transactions, of transaction gas limits on Base and Arbitrum and other chains. So yeah, you have to trigger.
Very cool. Yeah.
Sorry,
well,
I don't know
thank you
if
so
I cut
much,
out
Adrian. Yeah, a little bit here and there, but most of the context was there. Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of cool things to be done. I was just gonna say it's super simple. You can pop in a prompt, use the skill, play around with it. Let's get some submissions in for the ZABAL Games and talk more about how we could get people that are playing around with it into a little bounty-a-thon. Maybe using Void could be a fun little combination of using many of these composable structures.
Yeah, exactly. No, definitely. Let's talk about it and let's decide on an amount, a little bounty going for Empire usage in ZABAL Games. That's what I want to see. All right, guys.
I love it. I appreciate you, Adrian. Appreciate anyone listening and watching. And